welcome back to Ping Pong Flicks. My name is Chris Wong. Godzilla, the Netflix movie, is coming out in November, and everybody can't wait to see what this Plantzilla looks like. I know a ton of people were up in arms about seeing Godzilla, their beloved lizard Godzilla, turn into a giant plant, roaming around like Biollante. For some reason, nobody knows why this design decision was. And if you look deeper into Japanese type of anime where they talk about nature, it seems to be like a perfect sense. Princess Mononoke and other series like that, where nature versus man, that type of storyline seems very important to Japanese, to make sure you take care of Mother Earth, take care of the surrounding trees and plants, or else they will take care of you in a negative way. Let's look back for a second and say, what if this is not what it seems? I'm going to be talking about this theory that I have kind of thought over, mulled over, and talked to many people about. And this is my own theory. This is not from anything I've learned. This by no means a spoiler, but if it does happen, then you've been warned before you listen to this that this could be a possible spoiler, even though I made it up. Well, first of all, Godzilla looks like a giant plant. But maybe he hasn't always looked like that. If you look in the Netflix summary, it does say that Godzilla has changed beyond imagination. That also kind of makes it that it could be a fourth wall type of description, where it has changed beyond our imagination of what Godzilla used to be, or within the storyline that he actually changed from the Godzilla that these characters knew before they escaped Earth to when they came back and found him to be a mutated plant life type based origin. That could be the case as well. So let's look into that for a second and say, maybe that brief airport scene where people are taking off, you see Godzilla about to roar, that's his first form. That's his real form. That's the form that we all know and love, the lizard type monster that we all know and love. And then when they come back, all of a sudden he has all these roots, these bark, these leaves around his back, and it just looks so totally different from what he used to look like. And maybe to these characters, this is not the Godzilla they remember. He has been reimagined. He has changed beyond their imagination. Much more bigger, much more powerful. What if Biollante, or some form of creature of Mother Earth, perhaps herself, has created these monsters, or formed over these monsters and to be her army? Let's see those flying things. What if those were actual creatures formed out of her very own, either duplicated using her plant life material, or it's covering them? Imagine the real Godzilla is inside this bark-like, plant-like shell that we see in the trailer. Imagine that Godzilla is actually being controlled by Mother Earth, or Biollante, whatever you want to call this entity. Imagine that. That would sure to make Godzilla fans happy, because there is quite a bit of chance that the real Godzilla is under those layers and layers of bark, under those layers and layers of roots. I'm still scratching my head about the design choice. I get it, they're trying to go for a different route. Plant-based origin for Godzilla. I'm actually okay with it, but for other Godzilla fans, they're not okay with it. And the conversation I've been having is this: well, if he's a plant-life creature, why does he look like a dinosaur? Why would they make it look like a plant? It has no function. There is no function for him to have those plates on his back. There is no function for him to have a tail. There is no function for him to have a mouth or even eyes. There's no function for him to look like that if he was a plant-based creature this whole time. There's also the fact that this is a Godzilla film, and almost every Godzilla film besides the '98 version that America made, almost every Japanese version of Godzilla has the atomic breath. Why would a plant-based origin monster have an atomic breath? Or what form of breath would that be? Or would he have it at all? So if we want to go back and say, well, they have to use Godzilla, they can't just make a plant-based origin monster, make him look like Godzilla, and expect Godzilla fans to believe that that's Godzilla, the new generation of Godzilla. What if Mother Nature, Biollante, whatever, all that plant-based creature took form, either replicated Godzilla or it's around him, changing him, controlling him, and forming that bark-like skin over his real skin. And we'll see that in the movie. We'll see it explained towards the end of the film, maybe. And then by the time the sequel or the third part comes out, Godzilla fights out of that skin and he works together with the humans to defeat the true enemy. What do you guys think about this certain theory? Do you guys really think that they've actually made a plant-based Godzilla film to look and feel like Godzilla even though he's made out of a plant? Or do you think like me, where it's possibility, a real tiny possibility, that another entity, either Biollante or Mother Earth or Mother Nature itself, has mind controlled and formed all these layers of plant-like skin over our beloved Godzilla? And then throughout the trilogy we'll see him break free of that, and with the assistance of the humans they'll have to go and fight this greater enemy, which is either Biollante or even Mother Earth in itself. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. I'll see you next time. Bye.